Welcome into All Access. Time now to go in depth with Brian Howell of On 3, getting used to that new moniker. We love to see it. Year 4 of Coach Prime coming up. Brian, what are the expectations? You got new coaching staff yet again, clean bill of health, new athletic director. What are the expectations for year 4?
Depends on if you ask them or on the outside. It's to win. I mean, that's always going to be the cliche. But, I mean, everybody's excited at this point. I mean, they feel like they've got the tools to win. I mean, the coaching staff, I think, is a really good coaching staff. I think they got a lot of really intriguing players coming in. Outside expectations are not high. You know, when you're coming off 3-9 and you lose the bulk of your team, they're not high. But I do think that this team has bowl potential. I think that this could be a winning football team.
And, of course, fans excited for a full season of Juju Lewis. We know Buffs fans clamoring all season long. They finally got a little taste at the end. What are your expectations for him now in this season?
I think he's got a lot of talent, and I think it depends on how he fits in that Brendan Marion offense. But I know Coach Prime's got a lot of confidence in Brendan Marion and what he can do with that offense, and really mold Juju into what they want him to be. And the offense really calls for a strong run game, but then deep shots down the field, and that's what we know Juju can do. I mean, he's got a big arm, so I think there's great potential for him to have a big year, and he's got a lot of really interesting and intriguing targets as well. So I think Juju could have a pretty good year.
You know, interesting yet again. It feels like every year that wide receiver room always seems to be loaded. Scudero, a couple guys really stand out. Who stands out to you in that room?
Well, Danny Scudero led the country in receiving last year. I know it was at San Jose State, so we got to see it translate here. But, I mean, Coach Prime has compared him to Julian Edelman, who we know was very productive for the Patriots. Just a really talented young man. DeAndre Moore was in the rotation at Texas the last couple of years for a very good Texas team. He's really talented. Joseph Williams was the second leading receiver on this team last year. He's really good. Cam Perry was a guy who averaged 20 yards per catch at Miami of Ohio last year. So there's a lot of talent on this team. And I don't know who's going to lead this team in receiving and who are going to be it's usually kind of settles into 3-4 guys. It might be those 4 guys, but there's like 4 or 5 other guys. It wouldn't surprise me if they were that mix too.
All right, well, with camp kicking off this week, what are the position battles that really intrigue you this year?
Well, I think defensive line is one for sure. That it's a whole new group, and they're all coming from like FCS, G5 level. They look a bit on the smaller side. The numbers are not huge. That battle's going to be interesting. I think that they have to have that group come together. Offensive line is a cliche one because it's new every year for this team, right? And we know they lost Jordan Seaton to the transfer portal to LSU. I think it's going to be 5 new starters, but they got some good players. I mean, they got some Power 5 guys. Demetrius Hunter was the 2-year starter at Houston in the last couple of years, and so that's going to be a big one. I think running back is going to be interesting because of the Brendan Marion offense, and I don't know who's going to lead this team in rushing, but there's 4 or 5 guys again that are intriguing in that spot.
It's exciting, a lot to watch for, and you keep mentioning Brendan Marion. Coach Prime has said he feels like this is one of the best coaching staffs he's ever had, and it's interesting. There's no Marshall Faulk, there's no Hall of Famers on it this year. What do you make of this year's staff?
I like it because it's guys that have been in college, and he made a lot of the NFL guys the last couple of years, and there's something to be said for that. But I think that this team needed to kind of get back to coaches that were in the college ranks, guys that Brendan Marion loves to recruit. You know, Pat Shurmur was not a recruiter, right? It's not something he had to do in the NFL. So Brendan Marion, I think, and Chris Marv, the defensive coordinator, they can relate to college guys. They've been in the college game for a long time. I think they're good hires. I think Robert Livingston did a great job. He's now with the Broncos. Pat Shurmur, you know, I didn't have a problem with it. I like Pat Shurmur, but his offense, I think, maybe a little outdated for the college game. Brendan Marion's offense, I think, is going to be more exciting.
How do you think Fernando Lovo's looking at this season and the expectations that he has for the football program?
Well, you know, obviously new AD coming in, he wants to win. It's important to win, and I think he's looking at it that way. Like, we have to win football games because his big thing is we need money in the athletic department, right? And the best way to do that is to win football games. And so I wouldn't say Coach Prime's on the hot seat or anything like that, but there's definitely an importance to winning, and they know that.
If I said, what are the 2 biggest things you're looking for in camp this year, what are they?
Well, number 1 is Juju taking that spot and proving I am the number 1 guy, because we haven't talked about Isaac Wilson, the backup quarterback that came from Utah. His brother was here, Zach. Isaac's pretty good too, and so Isaac could push Juju, but I want to see Juju say, no, I'm the guy, and take that spot. And then I think we need to see the Lions, you know, really come together, because if they don't have good offensive, defensive lines, they're going to struggle.
Got to be solid at this trenches.
Yes.
We got to talk about a very important member of Buffs Nation, and that's Adam Munster Tiger. Just what is your best memories of Adam as you now really carrying on his legacy in a way, moving on 3?
Yeah, we're in the pin here that his wife Liz made, but yeah, memories are just covering CU for 16 years with him, and one of my best friends, and real sad when he passed away in the spring, and it's not going to be the same covering the Buffs with him, and he was kind of the glue in the media room because everybody knew and liked Adam, and I think everybody felt comfortable going to talk to Adam, and no matter who it was, you could talk to Adam about movies or food and things like that. You could always talk about anything with Adam, and so we'll miss him a lot. And I know his presence will be felt, and his absence will be felt. But I'm really happy CU is going to be saving a spot for him in the press box, and his normal seat in the press conference room will be saved as well.
Beautiful. We're certainly going to miss him, but I know he'll be looking down proud with everything you're doing, and we'll hope to all make him proud.
Yes.
And of course, you can find Brian now on 3 all the time. Congratulations. It's so exciting. Very exciting season ahead, Brian. Thank you for giving us a great primer. We appreciate you coming.
You bet. Thanks for having me.